beautiful ladies and gentlemen, I do see that my network is unstable, so I do apologize. But our star is here. Our star is here. Beautiful Ted is here. So I just want to let you know, my beautiful ladies on the Diamond Beauties Forever, we are coming live to you there. And then my beautiful Tanzanite Euros, we are coming live to you on the Tanzanite Euro group. So my beautiful Ted, if I do get off, I will come back. So you can just carry on, carry on. Are you ready for today's show? And how are you feeling?
Hey, I am fired up. It's great to be here. We've talked before, and we got if we're going to change the world, we got to start someplace, and I think this is the place to begin.
Oh, wow, amazing. So may I ask you if you can introduce yourself and then start wherever you want to start. I am here to nod and say yes, and I will even have my glasses here. If you give me goosebumps, I will put it on.
There you go. I love it. I love it. I love it. Again, I am Ted McLyman, and it's a pleasure and an honor to be here with you, with Sinette, to talk about money. Why money? Money is good, money's bad, money's confusing, it makes your head hurt, but you got to deal with it. The reality in today's modern world is money is the common denominator that makes everything work. Good, bad, and sometimes a little ugly. Well, I've been working with people and money my entire professional career. It began as a military officer in the United States Marine Corps, where I watched my young Marines and sailors make crazy, crazy money choices that got them into trouble from time to time. And it led to retention problems and security clearance issues and all kinds of crazy things. But through my career, I had the unique opportunity to also teach economics at the United States Naval Academy. And there I worked with some of the brightest brains, young kids in the United States. And you know what? They were brilliant in the classroom when it came to economics and finance and money, but made incredible mistakes in real life to the point that we had to get involved and figure out how to help them make better money choices. Well, I did some other things, helped build some money programs for the United States Marine Corps. And before I retired from the Marines, I worked with our government, the House and the Senate, on money issues. And I don't know where it is where you live, but where I live, the political class just does not seem to get money right. I know it's hard to believe, but it's true. Well, when I retired, I became a financial advisor, fully licensed, and dove right in, built 2 successful financial planning firms, have written 3 books on the concepts that we're going to be talking about on this program. And it's different because I was classically trained in economics and finance. I taught traditional financial literacy, and I'm going to share a dirty little secret with you. It doesn't work. Not in real life for most people. I mean, really. I mean, how many of you have ever sat through a class someplace and, you ace the test, but you fail the practical application? Or you're giving all this stuff that you're never going to use. Let me give you another example. Let's talk about an automobile. Let's say you want to drive an automobile and you don't have a driver's license and you've got to learn how to do it. Well, we can do it one of 2 ways. I can teach you the principles of being a good driver and put you in the car and let you steer and drive and learn how to do it interactively. Or I can take you to an engineering lab and teach you all the theory, how the internal combustion engine works and all this, that, and the other thing. And at the end of the day, you can describe what a car is, but you've never done it. Same thing with money. Is it better to learn how you work with money based on how you feel and think about money or some theory? And that's the challenge we're going to talk about in this series. The reality is the conventional wisdom about money and financial literature or literacy may be technically correct, but wrong for you. Let me say that again. You may have all kinds of good advice and all kinds of good products and services, but because of the way you're uniquely wired, the way you relate to money, it just doesn't seem to work. If you don't believe me, who do you know that drives you nuts the way they spend money? Well, it works for them, but it may not work for you. Or have you been very frustrated to talk to a professional who wants you to do it their way, but they don't seem to want you to do it your way? Well, as a financial advisor, I also got very, very frustrated because I was doing what they told me to do in the industry. And to be very candid, it was all about products and services, selling you more stuff. Yeah, if you were successful, that's okay. But I don't think that was the ultimate end game. The end game was to sell more product and service. And it became very obvious to me as an advisor, as I was building my firm, that my job was not to manage money. Let me explain that again. A good financial manager does not manage money. What we do is manage you and your behavior. Let me think about that again. Your behavior, how you think and feel about money, is critical. And if you're married, a spouse, partner, I bet you're wired a little differently. Well, after working with hundreds of clients and doing a lot of speaking and teaching, I realized that we were feeding you an approach that was a one size fits all approach that doesn't work. Where what you really need is a one size fits you approach to money. And that's what we're going to be talking about here. That's what I write about. That's what I have in my books, because I got frustrated that it wasn't working, that people were, you could see it in their face. You could see it with what they're doing. They were confusing. There was anxiety. And what they were doing outside of the office was very different from what they told me they wanted to do. So I wrote my first book. I don't know if you can see it. Whoa. Trust
Okay,
me.
let me see. Let me see if I can do this. Oh, can you
Trust me, it's there. There it is.
if you
Okay,
put it
Discover Your Money Temperament. Anyhow, trust me, it's a real book and it's not written in Braille. Discover Your Money Temperament. What I found out that as a financial advisor, as a person that taught economics, that my job was to figure out, number one, what made you tick with money? What is your relationship with money? How do you think and feel about money? I call that your money temperament. And then help you discover what's important about money to you from a value perspective. And then identify where you want to go and help you get there with a one size fits you approach. Let me say that again. A one size fits you approach, not a one size fits everybody approach. And this is radical. This is different. If you watch the talking heads on TV and you're reading the guru of the day, or the person in your carpool has got all the answers, yes, it may be technically correct, but I guarantee it may not be a correct or appropriate for you based on your natural wiring. So in this series, what we're going to do is we're going to step through my experience with helping people discover their money temperament, my experience helping people revolutionize and radically change their approach to working with money. Yeah, you got to know a little bit about economics, and you got to know a little bit about the banking, and you got to know a little bit about how money works. But fundamentally, it's all between the ears and in the heart. How you think and feel about money is the key to your success. So what we have to do, and the challenge here is, number one, is to identify what makes you unique and the factors that influence your relationship with money without judging. See, here's something else I learned as a financial advisor. We seem to spend an inordinate amount of time trying to change you. Well, you didn't like it, I didn't like it, and it didn't work. I mean, for the 45 minutes or an hour, a couple of times a year, you come in and saw me as an advisor, you got all excited, and yeah, you're going to do that budget, you're going to fill out this, and you're going to do that, and you're going to get better. Well, how'd that work out? Yeah, you're all fired up in the car going home. Maybe the next day you get into it a little bit, but fundamentally, you're probably going to move right back to your natural behavior. Think about diet and exercise. Same thing. Managing money is the same behavior modification. If you want to get in better shape physically, you can read all the books in the world. You can follow all the experts and the talking heads and the gurus and streaming media, and you can buy all the equipment. But you know what? If you do not have a program that works for you, the way you are wired, you're going to fail. And I find it ironic that we don't accept that natural behavior, those instincts of people with money in the financial industry. I find it disturbing that we have this separate silo that we put money in. And it's special. It's a mystery. You've got to do certain things. No, it's just like everything else in our lives. You will work and do things that work for you. If it causes you anxiety, you don't understand it, it makes you uncomfortable, you are not going to do it. And that's okay because we're human. So in a nutshell, what I have learned and what we're going to be talking about with Sinette in this series is, number one, you are human. You will always do human things with money. Remember that your brain biology is ancient, hundreds of thousands of years old. And you know what it was designed to do? It was designed to keep you alive in the forest so you didn't become lunch for some bigger animal as you're trying to just exist. Money, on the other hand, has only been around for a couple thousand years. So where do you think your natural wiring really is? It's to keep you alive and pass on your genes, not do taxes, balance your bank statement, or make really, really good spending decisions. As a matter of fact, and we're going to get into this in the series, that it actually makes your head hurt. and it's not natural to do some of the things we're asking you to do with money. So fundamentally, our natural behavior is we're not real wired to work well in a modern economy. But you probably know that. Just go look at your closet. Okay.
Or your shoe collection.
Yes. Or whatever. And the modern technology, social media makes it so much more difficult because you've got a window to the world and you can see what everybody else has and what everybody else is doing. And human nature being what it is, you want to be part of the cool kids. You want to be part of that group. Well, that generally takes money. Sometimes it doesn't make an awful lot of sense. And everything now is working at warp speed. I mean, just really, really quickly. When I started as a financial advisor, we actually had some time to adjust to changes in the economy. Not now. I mean, you snap your fingers and something's changing on the other side of the world that's going to affect you on this side of the world. And you don't even know it. So what we're hoped to do here is I will share some stories about myself and some of the really incredibly brilliant decisions I've made with money. Just ask my wife. She keeps a notebook, and from time to time she breaks it out and shows it to me. And she says she's got a tally sheet, Well, this didn't work out well. You owe me for that. You owe me for that. You owe me for that. Okay, fine. I get it. But the takeaway here is I'm a professional. I do this for a living. I was licensed. I write books on this stuff, and I screw it up a lot. At least I know why. Okay. And I know how to fix it. What I wanted you to do is share what I have learned working with people just like you from around the world to help them make better choices with their money by understanding the three things that conspire against you and making good decisions. And we'll talk about those in depth here. And the system that I developed for my clients called the money behavior system, which is very common sense. It's only got 5 steps, and I guarantee that you will immediately begin to make better money choices because you'll understand why. Then the how is easy. So very quickly, Sinette, what we're going to do is unwind everything you know about money. We're going to start all over again, and we're not going to talk about the technical stuff. I'm not going to talk about products. I'm not going to talk about services. We're never going to talk about the stock market or gold futures or crypto or any of that stuff here. I'm just going to talk about your mind on money. and why it's unique to you, your spending perspective. We want to help you identify your unique money temperament, to unleash that money temperament and live your life on purpose, knowing how you are naturally wired with money. Does that make sense?
And yes, it makes sense, Ted. And we're gonna have fun. I just clap hands with my little ones. It came out of a lucky packet as a hand. Can you see
I love it.
clapping hands? So I and we're gonna have fun. So my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that I found out, as soon as you're starting to having fun, things come easily and naturally to us. Remember when we were when we were a child? You hear me? When we were when we were children, when we came up with ideas and play things, it was easy. So we want you to have fun, and yes, we will definitely do a dance when we go out, Ted. So you are welcome to do a dance with us at the end. So, but I want to give it over to Ted because the first time I met Ted, my mouth was literally like, I could, as the first time ever, I've heard all these things Ted said, and then he come and inspire us on the Diamond Beauties, and then he was on the summit, 2 hour summit. Ted, thank you so much for doing this. And you are actually doing this free of charge. You don't even ask us anything. You spend time for us on the group, and then you're going to post some details on the Tanzanite Heroes, and I will share it to the Diamond Beauties. So thank you so much for your service that you are giving to our beautiful two communities. All over to you, my beautiful Ted.
Well, this is going to be a give and take. I want to give you a lot of information you've never heard. So when you show up prepared to be mesmerized by some things you didn't know about with money, but take some notes. I have a website. It's simple. It's tedmclyman.com. It's got the information on my book. As we move along, I will provide resources, but this is for you. I can only respond to you if you respond to me. I encourage you to take notes. I encourage you to post in the groups, to ask questions, because at the end of this journey, I want you to, number one, understand who you are, your natural behavior, and your natural money temperament. And from there, you have a plan and a roadmap to start making better money choices, even if you've never done this in your life. It's not something you really like to worry about. It's not something you care about, or worse, it's something you just avoid. Remember, money is the common denominator of a modern society. You have to deal with it. You're going to deal with it the right way or the wrong way. You'll figure out eventually. It's easier to do it early up front without judging. So what I'm saying is, I don't care if you're naturally a spender or a saver. That's not the point. You have to know which you are, and then develop a strategy that works that in to your plan for your life, your future, your family, whatever. Okay? Humans are not hardwired to work well with money. We like doing other things that sometimes are a lot more fun, but money can be fun, and this is going to be fun. And I promise you, it's not going to be technical. It's the stuff you should have learned in school but didn't. It's the stuff you should have read about and probably don't. And it's an approach that nobody's talking about until here. And Sinette graciously has brought this forum together to give you some unique information that will, in fact, change how you think and feel about money, how you execute your money plan, and fundamentally, you'll move to a state of what I call behavioral financial wellness. And that's where you want to be.
Yes, yes, I love that. And yes to you, my beautiful Ted. Mwah.
Well, so I encourage you to get involved. Sinette is the kind of the leader of the band here, and all the resources are at your disposal. Encourage other people to get involved. That's also important. If you have, now you may be one of those people that gets money. You do it well. It's not a problem. But I bet you know somebody else that doesn't. Children, spouse, partner, friend at work, coworker. This will help. And at the end of the day, you're going to have a journal with a roadmap that is unique to you, that will give you a plan to move forward to be more efficient, more effective. But what I think is really, really cool, to have a roadmap that's designed for you. Think about it. There are a lot of different ways to get from point A to point B, but you got to get there. I don't really care how you go, as long as you're in charge and you know why you're going. Okay?
Yeah.
And at the end, you're going to be much happier. So we don't have a lot of do-overs, because that's hard with money. Once it's gone, it's gone.
It is that, yeah.
So any questions of me, Sinette?
Oh, so on my side, when you said you're going to look if you are a spender or a saver, and then you will be giving us tools to work with that. I don't know, the first thing I wanted to do when you said when you are that spender or saver, I wanted to do this. Savior. A spender. I don't know why I wanted to do that, but you make it actually so easy, because I thought there was a lot of different I don't actually have the words now, the vocabulary for it, but so many steps as a person.
Right.
But because there's only now two, it makes it actually easy to identify. So it's not like the archetypes, that's so many, and then another culture's archetypes is something else, and then that's just, are you a savior or are you a spender? That makes it so much easier to, wow, thank you.
Absolutely.
So,
And
no,
then once you understand that and you can benchmark that, I don't care what it is. If you're a spender, I'm not going to try to change that, but I want to give you a strategy to work that into your life. It's okay to be a spender. Spenders make everything work. On the other hand, it can be just as dysfunctional to be a hyper saver. And you need a strategy to deal with that. So there's not a one size fits all cookie cutter approach that will work for you. Contrary to the newsletter you're subscribed to, the money expert you follow, the book you read, you need an approach that will accommodate who you are, why you are, and your natural behavior. And there's a lot of things we're going to get into to help you identify that. But fundamentally, it's like a weight gets lifted off your shoulder and you just kind of go, oh, that makes sense. And I've worked with some very successful people, and I've had them call me up and they just go, wow, I can't believe it. I did not buy something, but because I know why. I did not become part of the group that was very expensive, that had stuff I don't have and can't afford, that really aren't important to me, because I thought it was important.
wow.
So that's part of what we're going to be talking about: your biology, your belief set, how culture impacts how you think and feel about money. And then to some degree, how the rules of money have changed, not from a technical point of view, but it's changing very quickly. And you have to accommodate that. I mean, our grandparents, maybe parents, when they grew up with money, it was pretty darn simple relative to what we're dealing with today. So you have to be aware of the fact that the industry is changing at warp speed and you have to move with it. However, what we're not saying is you have to move to a barter economy and live on a subsistence farm in a cave someplace and grow your own vegetables to be happy. No. because Sanette and I both know that if you got a chicken in your car and you're going through the drive-through get a cup of coffee, making change with a chicken is difficult. The chicken doesn't like it. Making change is ridiculous, and it's just not the way to go. Okay? So hold that image for a minute. What am I saying here? I'm saying chickens are a means of money. Well, they could be in some cultures. We used to do that a few hundred years ago, but it's much easier. But the problem is because it's easier to make the transaction, it's much more complicated. You can spend money through your watch, your phone, your computer, subscription, real time, anytime, at warp speed, 24/7, around the world, and not even know it. So we're going to get into some of these things. All I'm going to tell you here today before we leave is I'm excited about being here. My mission in life is to help people understand that money is about you. It's about your perspective. What's important about money to you, not me. And how to design a strategy and a plan that accommodates your money values. So at the end of the day, you can sit back and go, this is really painless and easy because I'm following something, a roadmap that works for me. It was developed for me based on who I am. Now, like every other map, there are parameters you have to deal with, but fundamentally, it's my journey. It's my route. And if my route and journey is different than somebody else's, but we end up at the same place, who cares? Okay? So we're going to challenge a lot of conventional wisdom. We're going to probably make you uncomfortable in a couple areas, but I guarantee it, we're going to have fun. We're going to take you through some stores, metaphorically. We're going to talk about how you can really make some crazy decisions with money at warp speed online. We're going to talk about why you do it, but more importantly, as we get to the end of this, what I'd like you to do is walk through where you live, walk through your home, take a look at your closet. Just jot down, why did you buy all that stuff? What was the motivation? What was the behavior behind it? Do you still feel that way? As you walk around town, why do you go to certain stores? Why do you hang out with certain people? How about social media and television and the movies? How do they influence your buying? We're going to examine that, and we're going to unlock the key to help you be better at this. That's my goal. So join us.
Wow, amazing. I love your goal, and your goal is my goal because for me, if people can really look at money in a different way because it's only energy, then they can feel better about themselves. Their self-worth is going to skyrocket. And you know, my beautiful Ted, I am all about self-love, self-worth, confidence. So, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, there is Ted's website. No, that's your email address. I'm so sorry. This is your email address. I should have quickly go and fetch your website. But maybe you can just type it for me in the private chat. I will bring it over. So here is
I
Ted's
will. Here we go.
email address. And while I am, I'm gonna let me just quickly look here. Okay, take it off, and we have a call to action. So, call to action is we want as many questions for Ted for the next round, and then I will then make sure to give that to Ted so that he can answer, and then Ted. Please, we will tell them to go to your website to look at your book, and because a lot of the things is going to go through your book and you will be able to help them even better. So I will go and fetch your website and you tell them about your book. Okay, just give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, I don't see it now in the private chat, so
I just put it in there. It should be tedmclyman.com. Just my name.
let me see it.
You see
Oh,
it?
there you go. It came. It came through, yes. So, yes, let me just quickly put it in. And please tell them about your book before we're going to ask them to have
Okay.
a dance with us.
The book I have out right now on Amazon is Discover Your Money Temperament: A Common Sense Guide to Financial Security. It's my third book. It's a result of working with hundreds and hundreds of people over the years to help them make better money choices. It's not a book about money. It's a book about behavior. Again, it's a book you should have read in school but didn't. It's the book about money you should read, even though if you don't like reading books about money, because it's not about money. I take you through scenarios where you're walking through the mall, if you will, or in buying situations, and it's interactive. And there's some really good exercises at the back to help you question your money choices. And it's a quick read. It's an easy read. It's non-technical, no graphs, no product, anything like that. It's just me and you talking about how I can help you be better with money by putting you into the story. And at the end of the book, you will be the CEO of your own company, which is you, and be wired to make better money choices.
Wow. So, my beautiful Ted, we are going just live on our two groups at the moment because we actually are working towards getting this on E360 TV. But we are doing pilots now. Like, remember, my beautiful ladies, I did 84 live Zoom sessions before getting the TV show. So, because of that, Ted, I think we can maybe play this song. So, I think we will not get in trouble. So just a little bit of this. Just give me 1 second. There is. So my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining. Thank you, my beautiful Ted, for being here and being awesome. And are you ready to hear the song? Come on.
All the best things in life are free. Even for the birds and bees, I want money. Absolutely. Oh, that's what I want. I
I
want
want
money,
money.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Your love gives me such a thrill, but your loving don't pay my bills. I want money.
Money. Yeah. I
That's what
want
I
one.
want. I want money, yeah. Yeah, that's what I want.
Wow, my beautiful Ted, thank you so much. Do you like that song? I know there is a copyright on it, but I think we will be okay, except maybe for YouTube. But for the two groups, we will be okay. Do you, you're welcome to say goodbye, and then I will say my goodbyes, and we can end this broadcast.
I'm out of here. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be with you, and I take my responsibility to be your guide for better money choices very seriously. Jump in, participate. You won't be disappointed.
Wow, amazing. And then also from Ted's side, I think me and Ted will do a few questions as well to post on the two groups, and then maybe you can answer that as well. So I think we can maybe do that. And then Amanda will be here next week, and then she's going to tell us a little bit different things about money. So we are taking it from a different perspective. So please, in the banner, you will see each beautiful presenter's perspective. So it's heart, body, and mind. So here we go. I want to say, please have a beautiful day. Look after yourself and smile often. Tomorrow we're going to have our Soul Diamond Author's Journey, same time as this one. And then on Thursday, I've got Soul of a Diamond TV show as well as Power Hour TV show. So, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, have a spectacular day. Mwah!